meet you down here on the ground. So with us kind of working on our re-emerging, I see, I almost find safety at home. Safe at home is safe. So we're going to be emerging. So I want to do a little bit of, I've been looking up different breathing techniques just to introduce things today. And I'm going to talk to you about square breathing, or box breathing. Oh my gosh, box breathing, so it's like a square. So I want you on, if you could, on your ceiling, imagine a square up there. You guys know what a square looks like? And so what this would look like is I would breathe in for 4, hold my breath for 4, breathe out for 4, and then hold my breath for 4 and breathe in, okay? So this is they said this on everything I was studying, that Navy SEALs use this to kind of gain control. So I guess I just want to bring this up to you guys, that when you go out in public and everybody's covered in masks, and when you go out and you're washing your hands, if you ever were to feel this like twinge of anxiety, that you could just immediately stop, go into your breath, and then take control. And I think any like pandemics or fear is like this loss of control. So I hope that this kind of ties in as we're waking up today. So what I want to do is I'm going to look up at the ceiling. I encourage you to do the same. I'll try to be clear. I'd like you to inhale for 4. I'd like you to hold it for 4 and imagine you're drawing that top of the box, and then I want you to exhale, relax your shoulders for 4. Hold, go at the bottom of the box for 4, and then a big breath in, breathing in through your nose to filter out the air, and then hold it for 4, and then a deep sigh of relief for 4. 3, 2, and then hold at the bottom. 4, 3, 2, and a nice inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, and then hold at the top. 2, 3, and let it all out. 2, 3, and then hold, and then big breath in through the nose, and then hold, and then exhale, and then hold, and then in through the nose. Last time, hold, exhale, and hold, and then breathe like normal. God, I hope that's, they said like 3 to 5 times is enough to get into your parasympathetic system, so that's kind of cool. So we often talk about ribcage breathing, and yoga does a lot of belly breathing. So I'm going to go into, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go into yoga breathing or diaphragmic breathing. If you make it like a little triangle and go over to your belly, this also helps you with Pilates, because again, we're learning how to draw into this. So can you go ahead and take a nice deep breath into your hands? And then can you purse or kind of tighten your throat and purse your lips a little and get the air out. Try to make this move. And again, a nice deep breath in. And exhale. So, I mean, keep going, keep going. Your external, when we go through movement, is important, but so is your internal. So thanks for being here this Tuesday rainy morning as we just talk about how to systematically be our best. And I hope you're still breathing into your belly and pursing your lips. There are different ways to yoga breathe, but that's just one way that I learned, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and take my hands on my ribs now, and I'm gonna keep this flat, so I'm not gonna fill this up with air. I'm gonna keep this super tight and pulled in, and I'm gonna fill my hands up with air. Now I'm gonna breathe into my hands, and they expand, and then I'm gonna exhale, and then allow it to draw. And see, my hands actually go more towards my waist, and breathe in. And exhale. When I do that, I'm kind of pumping my elbows down by my side too to get my lats to engage, which are also part of the side body from the torso. And then one more time. Good. Hopefully you're not lightheaded. This invigorates the brain, and it sometimes can cause that kind of thing, so just, of course, be careful. But I don't want to lose that breathing for the rest of the workout. I want to continue to use my breath to help facilitate the movement so that I'm getting the most out of it, because it's Tuesday and I want to think a little bit. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to my feet, and what I want to do is I'm going to press. Can you close your eyes for this? I want you to feel it so that you could recreate it when we need it. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to press into my heels. I'm going to lift my toes up and press into my heels. I'm going to roll to the inside and to the outside. Good, and then I'll go to my toes, and I'm going to roll onto my big toe and onto my small toe. And then can you lift your heels and roll onto your big toe and small toe, and see? And then go and set your heels back down, and then without lifting anything, can you press your heels down? Can you press your big toe down? Can you press your small toe down? And can you dig in deep for that engagement? Good, and that has a lot of proprioception as we go through things. It'll be really useful. And then the last thing before we get into our deep movement is we're going to go ahead and go into bridging, just to create space and length. I'm going to ask you to like lift these muscles up off, like your pelvis is like a bowl. Try to lift these muscles up off of it to give it a little space. As we get older, and I'm thinking like probably 70s, okay, so nobody's even close to that. What will happen is people have issues with their bladders because of all the pressure of all the organs. So at this age where we're all young and wonderful, we all are, we can use this to experience that we lift the organs not completely off, but enough to give it space so there's not so much smushing down, which will have longevity, will be better as we age. So I'm going to go ahead and get heavy into my big toe, small toe, and my heel. I'm going to tuck my tailbone. I'm going to lift my hips up. I'm going to pull out my pelvic floor. I'm going to pull the muscles up and in. I'll take a nice deep breath in. And then with all this kind of like this is working, but this is all lifting, I'm going to start at my breastbone and really lengthen out everything as I go back down. And at the bottom, I'll untuck. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to tuck my tailbone. I'm going to roll myself up. I'm pushing the tops of my knees away. Good. And then I'm going to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Good. We'll do this 2 more times. This is just our like getting in the right mindset. And I also want you guys to feel like it feels good to move and like you're ready for it instead of like you just have to be here. Like it feels good to want to do this. And then I'll make my way back down. All right, so a lot of what I've kind of been on lately is the midline. I mean, like I go through the booty phase or the arm phase, but this week is the midline. So having everything kind of work through here, because this is like our home base. So I'm gonna start with our legs. I feel like a lot of us are confident with our legs. I'm gonna go and take my camera leg, I'm gonna bring it out to the side. So bringing everything to the home base. Now, if I were to flop or if I were to get lazy, this is kind of looks like this. I wanna take the energy on this leg and I wanna give it a home. And then I'm gonna squeeze this and pull this back in. So I'm going to inhale, open. I want to put my hands here. I'm going to exhale and squeeze. Now, at this part in my Pilates career or in my fitness career, like especially if you cross train, I can feel it inside of me and it's a lot of work and I can actually cause myself to cramp. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying I want to be able to feel with my hands and then eventually be able to take it inside of me where I don't need my hands. But use where you are and just like learn about yourself. It's a great time. And then last one. All right, same thing. So I'm going to hold this side steady. I'm going to open this up without this taking a big hit, and I'm going to squeeze really tight. And I can feel my insides. This is active because if it wasn't, I could look like this. Good. So this is kind of like a plank without the drama. 4, if you do it right. 3, and right's kind of hard. 2, and 1. Now, can you take both? And then can you squeeze and pull your ribs? So we're creating this centering, which will be very important as we start moving our arms and legs through things. 4, waking up the muscles, because it's a rainy Tuesday. 3, unless you're watching this another time. 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so now we're going to do this kind of with a bridge. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck my tailbones. I'm going to roll myself up, and I'm going to keep my hips up high. Again, I'm not super extended. I'm not like using, because here my back is working really hard, and I kind of skip over my glutes. So when I'm in this long line position with my ribs closed, then I can use my glutes more, okay? That's what I highly recommend. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my camera leg, and I'm going to let it roll out to the side, and I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs together and pull it back in. Again, so I'm adding extra dynamics to my midline, not just from here. We started here and now we're going to start trailing out. 3, I'm going to inhale, exhale, open. 4, and I want you to squeeze your muscles with your brain. 5, because if you just move through space, 6, it'll work kind of, but if you make it happen, it's more. 7, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same leg, I'm going to lift up my heel and set it down. We're going to make this a little bigger through the midline, but not for long, okay? 3, so please relax your shoulders. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so what I wanted to do through the midline is I'm going to extend that leg and I'm going to open it to the side and I'm going to pull it in through the midline for 8, 7, 6. I call this windshield wiper, which is fitting for today. 5, since it's raining outside. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. and I'll set that back down. I'm gonna push into my heels, I'm gonna regain my bearing, and then I'll let the other leg drop open, and I'm gonna draw back in. And see the effect it has on the side? It pulls everything and lifts it. It lifts that pelvic floor up through the midline, good. And I'll go 4, 3, 2, and then I'll go ahead and extend that leg, and I'm gonna open it and pull back in. This has to work really hard through the mid-center part. 2, and back here, of course. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'll set it down, and I'll roll myself down, and then we'll give this a nice little break, and we're gonna start our midline through here. Shoulders do help, so I'm gonna take my hands up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna turn my palms facing in. Even out would be good because it opens your shoulders versus down, which closes your shoulders. So I'm gonna reach up towards the ceiling, and I'm gonna pull my shoulders back. I'm gonna reach up, pull it back. Still try to keep some remnants of this being tight. And I'll go 4, 3. Now we do this a lot on the foam roller. I think Ivan's will be there soon, so that'll be perfect. But I'm gonna go ahead and make a football shape above my sternum. I'm gonna take both elbows open to the ground, and I'm gonna squeeze and pull it back in right through here, through the midline. And again, 2. Now can you squeeze your shoulder blades together? 3. And I want you to give this energy 4, or else you're not gonna get much out of it, okay? 5, 6, 7, and 8. Last thing, I'm gonna take my hands up. I'm gonna bring them up, but here's what happens. I'm not gonna arch my back when I bring it. I wanna push my ribs down and reach, so I'm getting almost even a stretch through here, and then bring it back up. So I'm pushing my ribs to the ground as I go up and overhead to create space, and then back up. Because other than that, you'll turn into a gymnast, which is really cool, but just not what we're doing for today. And gymnasts have a lot of hip and back injuries, so will we work with gymnasts? Yeah. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty stuff, okay? So now I'm gonna swing my hands behind my head. I'm gonna send my elbows out to the sides of the room so that when I move, I can move from here, and I'm not moving from like my neck. Your neck is not a good center to move from. I also wanna make sure I'm sitting on my tailbone and I'm not punched over, because that makes a pooch. So again, I wanna be here so this is longer and flat, okay? Hands, elbows wide. I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna exhale, I'm gonna curl up and lengthen back down for 8, 7, 6, 5, exhale, so we're using the breath that we worked on. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then I'm gonna hold it up and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then I'm gonna take my camera leg, I'm gonna lift it to my heel, and I'm gonna pull the muscles in. 3, 4. I have space under my chin, so I could fit like an orange or something under there. 6, 7, and then I'm gonna go ahead and lift that leg up. I'm gonna lift and tap it back down. I'm squeezing from here to here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm gonna take the leg and I'm gonna send it out. I'm gonna reach as far as I can and pull it back in. Now if you squeeze your glute all the way out, it'll also open up the hips. 2, 3, 4, 5, good. 6, I'm a little bit out of frame. 7, and then I'm gonna keep the leg straight and I'm gonna lift it up towards the ceiling. Knees facing me, and I'm gonna drop it down. Lift it up and drop it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I'm gonna set my heel down. I'm gonna slide it in and pull this in nice and tight. I'm gonna reach it out. I'm gonna slide it in. 2, 3, 4, curling a little higher. 5, 6, 7. Now I'm gonna keep that foot planted and I'm gonna twist towards that leg and then back through the center. I'm going to keep my shoulders wide. I'm going to twist and back to the center. 3, good job. 4, 5, 6, 7, and now I'm going to march that leg up. I'm going to lift it. I'm going to come up for 8, down, 7, inhale, exhale, 6, 5, 4, good job, 3, 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and extend the leg out. I would like you to gently touch the ground and then bring it back in. And then reach it out, curl up, touch the ground, bring it back in. Again, a little higher. 3, very nice, guys. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm going to go ahead and keep that leg out straight, and I'm going to lift and twist for 8. Good, getting a good stretching of the hamstring. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, good, 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and please keep that leg up, and I'm going to give a little bend and a little kick. I'm going to go ahead and resettle back onto my tailbone. I started getting a little zealous, and I'll squeeze for 4, 3, 2. I'm going to keep that leg up there. Can you point and flex for 8, 7. Now curl up a little deeper from the ribs. Good. Now with your leg up there, can you draw circles? So I'm going to point, I'm going to create a lot of space, and I'm going to draw a circle for 8. Now this is where it's handy to keep this nice and steady. 6, inhale, exhale, scoop, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'll go ahead and reverse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, good job, 2. Now I'm going to keep this leg up because I'm really reaching for it, and again, a lot of it comes from me flexing my quad and my hamstrings working on, but if it does not feel good, I'd rather you bend it, okay? So I'm going to keep it straight, and I'm going to lift just the other heel up and back down. We call these toe push-ups, going up, working the arch of your foot a little. 3, 4, 5, shifting the work into here. 6, 7, and then I'm going to go ahead and march the leg up, and I'm going to toe tap down for 8, 7, 6, good, this is nice and steady. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then I'll send the leg out. I'm going to send the leg out. I'm going to reach, reach, reach for 8 and back in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the last thing is I'm going to keep both legs straight, and I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to give a little cinch cross up here and then drop it back down. I don't know what a cinch cross is. I just made that word up. It just comes out sometimes, guys. Welcome to the morning genius of needing coffee. 3, switch, switch, 4, good, switch, switch, 5, switch, switch, 6, switch, switch, 7, good, and 8. Now please tuck your knees back in, set them down. We have one more side to do. Hopefully you feel pretty strong and good, and again, you made choices that were good for you and liberated you. My right side is actually more challenging, so hopefully that vulnerability shows, but maybe I can pull it out. We'll see what happens. So now that I'm super fired up on one side, I'm so excited to even myself out. So I'll take my hands behind my nape and my neck. I want to send my elbows out wide. I'm sitting on my tailbone versus pushing my low back down. That's the different shape, okay? Yes. And then I'm going to go ahead and flex myself up for 8 and back down. 7, 6, good, 5, 4, 3, 2, And then I'm going to hold it up and pulse just as before for 8, 7, and it's coming from here, 6, 5, not from here, 4, 3, 2, and then I'll take the heel on this side and I'm going to lift my heel up just as to start pulling the muscles in to signify I'm using my front kinetic chain. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll march the leg up and I'll march it for 8 and tap, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'll take the leg and I'm going to send it out and I'm going to tap the floor for 8 and in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, good job, 2, and then I'll keep the leg straight and I'm going to lift it, high hamstrings, turn your kneecap towards your nose, make sure he's facing you, he's not turning out or really dropping in towards your knee, 4, 5, exhale, 6, we never forgot, 7, and then I'm going to go ahead and set my heel down on the floor and I'm going to glide it in for 8. Now this isn't really bad with one leg, but when we do double legs, whoo, you really feel. 3, 4, now go up a little bit higher, 5, normally gravity pushes you down a little, 6, 7, and 8. Then I'm going to twist just my upper torso. I'm going to twist and back down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good, and 1. And then I'm going to march the leg with it. I'm going to lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'll take this foot and I'm going to send it out. I'm going to touch the ground and I'll pull it back in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, make sure you're flattening your landscape, 2, and then I'll lift the leg straight for 8, down, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and now this is where I kept it up. I'm going to reach and I'm going to bend, and I've got to ease off this side a little bit. I'm getting a little clearance. I'm going to make sure that's heavy. 3, 4, 5, really flexing and squeezing through. 6, lifting your VMO. 7, and then I'll hold it up and I'm going to point flex for 8, 7, I'm still twisted. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all right. Now this is where you make the call. Oh wait, we forgot circles. Sorry, I forgot circles. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, now I'm going to keep it up, or you can bend it, whatever feels right, since we're going to be working on this side now. Okay, and I'm going to take the leg, I'm going to tap it, and I'm going to squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'll take this leg and I'm going to send it out and I'm going to touch the floor. I'm going to reach and touch and bring it back in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll keep the leg straight and I'm going to lift it and I'll do my little cha-cha and back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. I'm sure you're doing a great job at home. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now let's bring my knees in. I'm going to tuck them. I'm going to set them down. I'm going to windshield wiper my legs just a little bit. Good. Good. All right. So moving forward, I want to do a little bit of a bridge series. And then I'm going to move us into the double leg series for that, okay? So we worked on one side, other side. I like to combine them, but I want to, if we go right into it, I'm sure you could probably handle it, but I like to do a good job and not just to like it's a challenge, whether I do it right after or do it in here in a second. If you ever find this going into like your low back or hamstrings like crazy, the higher you go like on a couch or on a wall, it'll help you, okay? So just so you know you have all the superpowers you need, I'm going to rest my hands to the side, use my triceps for a little support, and I'm going to tuck my tailbone and I'm going to bridge myself up. Now we already did some bridging, so we already talked about some of that, so you're good there. So what I'm going to do is I want to focus on squeezing, okay? Now, like you can see mine, I'm sure you can feel yours, is if I'm actually out like this, it actually is more hamstring, just like physics-wise, biometrics, it is. So the more stacked you are, it's like you're stacking a tower of blocks, it helps you, okay? So if you need a little bit of support here, that's some things that you can do to get a little more. The other thing is to keep your core and to lift from your core, because your back can over-recruit. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go ahead and take my camera leg and I'm gonna lift just the heel and set it down. Open your chest to the side, 3, maybe turn your hands up if you need a little help. And I'll go 4, 3, 2, and now squeezing my right side, it's my left leg, so I'm going to squeeze my right glute, okay, so it's the opposite, and I'm going to go ahead and lift it up and set it back down. I'm trying to keep my body still like a statue, and this is the weight, like if I were lifting weights at the gym, this is the weight I'm lifting. 4, 3, 2, and then I'll take this leg, I'm going to send it out just like our core work, and then I'll bring it back in, but I'm not booping the ground. 2, 3, 4, relax your neck please, 5, 6, 7, now I'm going to keep this leg straight and I'm going to lift it up and then bring it back down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, good job, 3, keep those hips high, 2, you can even put your hand here if you want a reference point, 1, and then I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to draw circles on the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'll reverse, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'm going to finish with a single leg bridge. So I'm going to tap my tailbone and I'm going to lift back up for 8, 7, 6, I'm so proud of you, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, good, and I'll rest that down, good. If you want to go ahead and cross that over, stretch that out a little bit like this or like this, good. Now leaves us room for one more side. Whew. All right, isn't like, people are like, what's Pilates? It's like calisthenics. I'm like, no, we lay down a lot, but it's really hard to lay down. It's so funny. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to tuck my tailbone. I'm going to undulate my spine up so it's lifted securely. I'm not just going, I'm making sure everything is where I know it should be. And then I'm going to go ahead and lift the other heel, and that transfers weight over into this side. So I'm getting ready for it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll take this leg and I'm going to lift without putting too much, like this is a statue. I'm putting all my weight over here, but I'm not like that. 4, 5, 6, good, 7, and then I'll take this leg and I'm going to send it out. I'm bringing it back in. I'm not booping the floor. I'm going to go a little more knee level. Yeah. See, I'm hiding my leg behind my other leg. 3, 4, 5, press your chest open, 6, 7, and then I'll keep the leg straight, and I'm going to lift it and lower it for 8, 7, reaching up for the stars, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'm going to hold it up and draw circles on the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and I'll reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then I'm going to finish with a single leg bridge. I'm going to set it down and lift. Oh, I forgot to pull my toe. Lift. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go and rest it down. Good, now with my legs, I can cross it over, stretch it out, or whatever. And this gets your blood flowing, gets the blood from your feet, from your lymph nodes. It gets it all up and around. Awesome, guys. Is it still raining? I can't tell. I was gonna say, we'll see what comes out of this when we're done. Okay, so the next thing is, like I promised, we're gonna do double legs instead of working one then the other. So I'm gonna swing my hands behind my head. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I have space between my chin and neck. I'm sitting on my tailbone. I'm breathing on purpose. So I'm gonna inhale. I'm gonna exhale. I'm gonna flex up. Good. And let your butt be heavy since we just lifted it. 3, 2. Oh my gosh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I'm gonna hold it up and pulse for 8, 7, and I'm kind of seeing the crown of my head this way, so I'm really spaced. I'm not like really folded in half. All right, so we're gonna start alternating. I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna just do heel lifts first. I'm gonna lift. So let the front kinetic chain start firing. Good. 4, 3, 2, and then we're gonna do both feet, both heels left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm gonna do one at a time. I'm gonna lift 1, down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'm going to lift both. I'm going to lift 8, down, try to stay like a statue. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Now I'm going to send one leg out. I'm going to touch. 1. I'm going to send the other. 2. Flatten your landscape. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now I'm going to do both for 8. Oh, this is challenging. 7. If you need some more support, hands here. Really a lot better. 6, 5, 4. Oh, I feel like if today's a good day for this. 3, 2, and 1. Now, I'm going to go and take my legs up towards the ceiling, and I'll do single leg drops. Hands can go here or here. I'm going to do this for today because it's Tuesday. It feels right. So I'm going to go 1, up, switch, 2, 3. You can keep your head down. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then I'll drop both down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And rest yourself down. Oh, relax. Good. How are we doing? Good. We're doing so good. Okay, let's roll to your side. And I'm going to do my little side series. So I'm going to bring my shins in front. They're not like in front of me. I know it kind of looks like that with this camera angle. But they are also not like in line with me. They're in a nice 90-degree angle, okay? That's really important for how you get feedback. And then my shoulders are like at an angle. It'll serve you to get your shoulders stacked on top of each other. Since we don't walk at an angle, we don't want to strengthen at an angle. So I'm going to put my hands, I'm going to take my beautiful tired core, I'm going to keep it in tight. I'm going to flex my feet and I want to rotate around my heels. So my heels are kissing and then back. I'm going to open and I'm going to squeeze back close. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm going to hold it up and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'm going to rotate knee and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'm going to lift my heels up. Squeeze, squeeze. And I'm going to lift for diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm going to keep this leg up high. I'm going to set the bottom leg down, and then I'm going to pull it into my chest, and then pushing my hips open, squeezing my bridging muscles. I'm going to push behind me. I'm going to inhale forward. I'm going to exhale and funnel. Everything stays tight. 2, 3. So you're working on your hinge system here. 4, or your ball and socket, I guess. 5, 6, 7. Now can you push back and can you pulse back for 8? Push this leg down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then can you touch your knee down and can you lift? Can you touch your knee down and lift? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, good job, 7, and now I'll go ahead and extend my leg out. I'm going to stretch forward, stretching my hamstring, and I'm going to squeeze back. I'm going to inhale forward. I'm hoping that you can kind of understand that I'm squeezing here. I like it's visual. 3, because if not, I could expand and let everything hang out. 4, 3, 2, and we're going to follow a similar protocol where I stay flexed, I push back, and I'm going to pulse back for 8, 7, so now my hamstrings included. 6, I'm trying to keep this in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'm going to set my heel down and lift for 8, 7, good job, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, which will lead us into bicycles now. So I'm going to bring it in, I'm going to extend it forward and drive it back home for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then I'll reverse these, pushing through the heel, reaching out my hips and drawing it back like I'm scraping mud off my shoe for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. And then my favorite, we're going to finish with these two. I'm going to bend and kick for 8, 7. Draw this hip back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then you're going to keep your legs straight. You're going to set it down and you're going to lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good job. 3, 2, and 1. And then I'll rest it down. Good, good, good. Now we're going to switch over to the other side. I have to do that by swinging my legs in front. Good job on your Tuesday workout. My hair's going to be crazy this way. Okay, and I'm going to lay myself down. I'm checking my 90-degree angle. We talked about that plenty, I'm sure. I'm stacking my shoulders, and then I'm going to pull my belly button in, and I'm going to rotate open and close. Good. This butt might be a little tired, might a little residual tired, but those are your stabilizers. Those are the things my old boss used to say keeps you out of a nursing home. 3, 2, and 1. Then I'm going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll rotate knee heel. 1 and 2. It moves the femur and the hip socket and circulates blood. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then I'm going to hover. Oh, both heels up for diamond. That's right. 1, 2. Feel how the muscles around the pelvis strengthen. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to set the bottom leg down. This is where I'm going to pull it forward. I'm going to open my hip and press back. Bridging muscles. Inhale, exhale, pull it in tight through here like a little corset's on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we added that pulse back, where I go back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm going to set my knee down and lift for 8 with a little pulse back when I lift, just so it doesn't come forward too much. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'll extend my leg. I'm going to go ahead and stretch it forward and squeeze back and reach through for 8. I'm trying really hard to press this one down. 7. When I go out of my range, it comes up. 6. Just things to look for. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we'll do the same series where we pulse back. So I'm going to push behind me for 8, 7, but enough to keep this down. 6, 5, so that my pelvis stays stable. 3, you can lift that knee and twist, and then I'm going to set my heel down and I'm going to lift, and I can feel my obliques helping lift that leg. I can feel my muscles. 3, 4, 5, 6, good, 7, and then I'll slide into bicycles. I'll bring it in. I'm going to kick it forward and bring it back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'll go ahead and give it a reverse. I'm going to bring it forward and push it back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to finish our last 2 with the kick. I'm going to bend and kick for 8, good, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'll keep my legs straight. Oh, my booty, and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. I hope you can rest that for a second. Good. All right, so I'm going to roll back to my back, and I'm going to make my way into some roll-ups. Good. I'm going to show them the frame. Okay, and then I'm going to take my legs out to straight. Point and flex for me for a second. Oh, yeah, good. I'm going to reach my hands up and overhead, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring them up towards the ceiling. I'm going to press my heels into the ground, pulling belly button in. I'm going to nod my chin. I'm going to roll, and I'm going to set myself up. I'm going to go nice and tall, and then I'm going to tuck and roll and stretch, and then I'm going to slide. I'm going to go all the way up nice into tall. Take a nice deep breath in, and then I want you to start from your tailbone. Keep your chest open as you roll back. Good. Keep your chin up, and then you're going to make your way to the ground. I want you to do a good big morning stretch. I like to interlace my fingers. Big stretch, and then hands back up towards the ceiling. I'm going to inhale, exhale, drawing my shoulders wide. I'm going to nod my chin, and I'm going to push my heels down into the ground to try to get some lift. If they lift, that's okay. I'm going super tall, up, 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 up through the sternum, and then I'm going to go up and over like I'm reaching over a picket fence. I'm doing a big stretch, and then I'm going to slide my hands up my legs, and I'm going to sit up as tall as I can. Again, fill your lungs up with air. Exhale. Let's do one more time. And on your exhale, use the exhale to facilitate that movement as you go back down, keeping your shoulders wide. We're going to do this 2 more times so you kind of know how much energy to give. I'm going to interlace my fingers. I'm going to do a big stretch. I'm going to bring them back up towards the ceiling. I'm nodding, chin up. Good. Kind of know it. Inhale. fill up. Exhale, reach over the picket fence, big stretch, and then stack and grow really tall through the crown of your head. Breathe in. Exhale, still keep that strength in there, and then one more time, big breath in, and then lay yourself down, starting at your tailbone. Pay really good attention to set down your lumbar spine. Reach through your toes, set yourself down, and then this is your last time. You're gonna reach. Go ahead and big stretch. Hands come back up, palms face in. Open your chest, nod your chin, push your feet down, and sit up, 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 up. And then I'm gonna go ahead and reach up and over, and I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. Good, we're gonna make our way back down. We're gonna do some more stretching. So I'm gonna make my way down. I'm gonna go ahead and take my favorite leg, whatever one, doesn't really matter. It doesn't even matter if it's your favorite. And what I'm gonna do is I wanna cross it over. Maybe get a few back crunchies, maybe not. I'm gonna take my opposite hand, I'm gonna reach it away. I'm looking to stretch through here. So maybe like here I don't get anything, but maybe up a little bit higher. If this chair was not here, I would get more. Oh, good. That's the one thing I miss. I mean, I miss a lot of things from the studio for sure. That's one thing, all the space. Good, now can you open and close your hands? Can you reach? Can you stretch this out? Good. And then I'll slide it all back in. Then I'll take my other leg, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cross it over. This stays down. Any back crunchies maybe pop. And then again, I can change this open, and I wanna stretch this out. I can play with my head motion. I kinda like looking at this hand. I feel like I maybe get a deeper stretch when I do that. And then I'm gonna open and close my palms. Good. And then I'll go ahead and bring it back in. And then if this does not feel good, then you definitely should not do it, because it should feel good. I get a lot of positive feedback, but I want to do a roll over. If you have a foam roller, that really helps too, if you want to. I don't know if yours is there yet, but I know it's coming this week. I've not checked my shipping or my delivery status. So what I can do is I can also prop up with my hands. But other than that, if you feel like you have it in you, I take and I reach up and over, and this stretches your hamstrings and it stretches your low back. Again, you can use props if you need to, okay? But I'm gonna point flex. It's a little different than if I were to stretch forward, like a rollover. Roll up. Good. And then if it feels good, I can even touch my feet to the ground, stretch my calves out a little bit. Again, totally something to play with. Good, but that's enough of that. I just wanted to introduce that. I know I'm not like doing that. And then as I make my way back down, I'm gonna go elbows between my knees and hands on the outside of my feet. And I'm gonna kind of pull back a little bit to open my hips up. We do this in split stretching a little bit. I'm gonna pull back to open my hips a little bit. And then I'm gonna rock back and forth. And then if you have it in you and you wanna try, you can extend one leg at a time and then the other. Yep, and this gets a nice little, oh, and I'm down. And then if you really want, you can try and do both legs. And you know what, if they don't go to straight, that's okay. I think that's part of the process. I wish people said that more when I was learning. Good. But eventually, just kind of allowing yourself, like, I think I was here for a long time and I was like shaky. Yeah, and that's part of getting those muscle fibers to lengthen. Good. And then I'll go and bring myself back in. I'm gonna now tuck my hands under and I'm gonna rock and roll like a ball. The advantage to this is it can kind of massage out your spine a little bit. So if I stay here a little longer. Good. Oh. All right, just on my frame, I'm gonna turn around, but you don't have to. I'm gonna have you go onto all fours, facing whichever direction you like. I wanna turn my thumbs out ever so slightly, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and rotate my elbows back towards my waist. I'm gonna open my chest, I'm gonna look up towards the sand, kind of sticking my bottom out. And then I'm gonna bring my chin towards my chest, and I'm gonna press away. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go the other direction. And then I'll press away. And I'll do this a few times. Good, get all stretched out. Now, before I prop up, I'm gonna go and take one, I'll do this again. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna thread it through. And then I can allow my shoulder to twist onto it to stretch out my shoulders a little bit. And then I will switch to the other side where I bring it through. Bring myself down, stretch out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and push back into downward dog and turn my hands out. I'm gonna press back And then I'm going to pedal one heel at a time. One, and then the other. What I'd like you to think about when you're doing this is not to wave your bum around, but just to do one at a time. And like, try to keep yourself nice and still so you can really focus on those legs. And then I'll do both heels to the ground and up. And then I'll go ahead and bring myself back down to the ground. And then if you need something under your knee, I highly recommend, I think my carpet's okay enough. I'm a big baby with my knees, but I'm gonna bring one leg forward. And then I'm gonna go ahead and allow myself to lunge forward a little bit. It's really easy to swivel your hips, so try to keep your hips relatively square. You'll get more from it. But if you wanna play and you wanna twist a little, that's okay, I understand. Now I'm gonna sink down a little bit deeper. And then now I'm going to move my hands to the floor, and I'm going to go ahead and shift my weight back and point my toe and try to create a lot of space on this leg. Good. Now we held our leg up from our abdomen, which was really impressive, and now this is more passive. So I really appreciate you guys combining the world of the passive lengthening with the active lengthening, and I think that's how we really maintain results. So then I'll go forward again. This time I'm going to bring my elbow down to the ground. And then I will bring my other elbow down to the ground if that feels good. I've been trying to have an active leg back here too to kind of get more of a stretch, but you can also be passive. And then I'll bring myself backwards. I'm going to put my hands on my knee, and I'm going to add a little bit of an extension. Now I used to like extend like this, which is kind of counter, so I'm going to open my chest up. Look back and try not to fall. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll bring my hands back to the ground. I'm going to heel toe my foot in, and I'm going to leverage myself down. And then you can stretch yourself forward. Good. I'm going to enjoy that, and then if it feels good, you can bring yourself upright, which will be more of the back leg. If you want to, you can grab your foot. And that'll get a little more quad, but be nice to your hamstring. And then I'll go ahead and switch over to the other side, which just looks like this. Going to all fours. I'll bring this forward. I'm going to lunge myself. I want to make sure that I'm stacked correctly. Trying not to twist my hips. Good. I'm letting this is the good stuff right there. And then I'll go ahead and bring my hands to the ground, and then I'll go ahead and stretch out this leg. Pointing your toe will give you something. Sometimes they flex, but I've been pointing this week. And then I'll bring myself forward. I'll go down to my elbow or elbows with an active leg. And then I'll come back into what we call howl at the moon, which is that little bit of back extension. So my hands are here, and I'll lean back. Oh, trying not to fall. And then I'll go ahead and heel toe my foot in. I'll bring my knee down. Good. And then if I stretch forward, it of course gets this leg, this glute side. And then more upright is more of the hip flexor. And then of course the same option where you can grab. So it's a little more intense stretching than normal, but I think it's good. And then I'll go ahead and make my way back towards you guys. And then I'll take my legs out. Good. Normally we start here, we're kind of finishing up here. And I'll go ahead and lean forward a little bit and back. Good job. Oh, perfect. Good. We start stretching just a little earlier than normal. But I thought it'd be good to start off our weeks. This is my first time seeing some of you guys this week. Of course, I don't work Sunday or Mondays on the computer. Good. Now I'm going to go ahead and we already did a lot of hamstring stuff, so I'm going to go right into some lat stuff. So I'm going to bring my elbow to my thigh or my shoulder down, and I want to reach up and over. Good. Big stretch. And then I'll bring myself upright, and then I'll do the same thing the other way. I'm going to reach up and over. Good. And then to finish, I'm going to go ahead and go into butterfly, and this will be the last stretch of today. And allow yourself, I'm back to breathing. Thank you for being here this morning. I had 2 people cancel, which is totally fine. It's okay to cancel when you need to, but I know the rain has something to do with this, so the fact you guys showed up is amazing, and I'm super proud of you. And so that was your class for today. I hope it was good. I hope it was